Elements of a privacy notice. Let's quickly talk about what are the key things that a privacy notice should cover in it. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we have been uploading daily new content about data privacy, and in the last video we talked about what a privacy notice and a policy is. In this video we are going to get into details of the basics of a privacy notice. To begin with, what is data privacy itself? So if you need to process my information, you need to come and ask me for my personal information and seek my permission to collect my personal information. I choose what information I want to share, with whom, in this case with you. What is the purpose? So I need to know the purpose very clearly, and also the possibility of you sharing my information with anyone else for any purpose, right? This process of seeking permissions is called consent management, and the data privacy covers and provides me with rules and laws that help protect my personal interest in case I see my information being wrongly used anywhere. But as a business, you need to protect yourself also, and you need to tell me how you are going to use my information to ensure that my confidence about sharing the information is increased or is retained, right? And for that, one important document is privacy notice. The basic essentials of data privacy itself, the purpose should be clear. The data collected should be minimum and as per the requirement, should be very, very relevant to it. The consent should be taken freely. The user rights need to be respected. There are a lot of user rights under data privacy, which include right to be forgotten, right to object that I don't want my information to be used any further, right? There has to be a complete transparency on the way my data is being processed, my information is being processed. So as an organization, as a business, you need to do a clear communication in terms of the purpose of collecting my information, the processing methods that you are going to use, and if you are going to share this information with any third party. So to do all that, a privacy notice is issued by any business to let their customers or the external people providing them the information, which could be customers, users, even the employees that they have, anyone dealing with the organization, need to be known that why the information is being collected and how it would be processed. It could be an employee HR policy as well, but as an employee I need to know why do you need my family details, for example, right? And the way that is communicated is through a privacy notice, which is issued at the time of collecting the information. So when you come to me as a new user, I let you know what my privacy policies are through a privacy notice, right? Now, what are the key elements of a privacy notice? The privacy notice should inform, of course, the basic details of privacy notice belongs to which company is issuing it. It should definitely include the contact details of the privacy officer, so that if I am not satisfied with the way my information is being handled, I can contact someone and I know whom to contact. This could be a DPO as well. It should provide me with the information of how and what information are you going to collect, what is the purpose of collecting this information, how will you use this information, right? You can take very, very simple examples. You need to open my bank account in a bank. The banker needs my address. Why does he need my address? He needs my address to dispatch my checkbook or my statement. Of course, address is a very basic example and it's part of standard KYC, but then the purpose of where all the address would be used has to be clearly defined in the privacy notice. How will this information be processed, and are you processing it for your own work or are you processing it on behalf of someone? Right? Are you acting as a sort of a call center for, or a BPO, like business process outsourcing company for some other company, right? Are you a marketing agency for some other product and you are going to use my email ID and my phone number to send me offers, right? So all that kind of information needs to be published in the privacy notice. You also need to tell me for how long would you store my information, right? How and how long. When it comes to how, it is the security of the information, the confidentiality, the integrity, the availability of my information with you. I don't want my information to get breached out of your organization to another third party, right? And for how long? Of course, I can at any time should be able to invoke or use my right to withdraw or right to be forgotten. But in a standard mode, for how long are you going to store my information or use my information? Would this information be shared with anyone? If yes, then with whom are you going to share it? What is your purpose of sharing it? In a way, you are saying you are outsourcing a part of the activity to a third party. So you tell me what part of the activity is the third party going to do? How are then they going to process and store that information? And are you going to transfer this cross-border? Ideally, cross-border information transfer is not allowed. But if in case you are doing it with relevant permissions, then of course you need to seek my permission also, which in the world of data privacy is also called consent management, right? So you need my consent that I would allow you to share my information across border with international transfers enabled. And are you selling off my information? If you say yes, you are selling off my information, then of course you again, all these above questions. To whom are you selling it off? Why are you selling it off? How is that person going to use it? How is he going to store it? Again, are you selling to a local body or an international body? All these questions need to be answered and should be a part of the privacy notice itself before you collect my personal information from me. Consent management is permission taking form, so a consent form is separate. Privacy notice is more towards my policy of what information I am going to collect from you and how I am going to use it. And consent form along with it is going to be something available to you to check mark, okay, I am giving this information for this task, and I allow you to perform these tasks on my information. Other set of elements, it has to respect the rights of the users. It should also inform clearly what rights of users are going to be applicable for this information. Would you allow me to withdraw my consent at any point in time? Would you allow me to use my right to be forgotten? Would you allow me to use my right to stop processing my information at any stage? Yes, no for all those things. The consent form that I mentioned could be granular, and I have a series of videos on consent management on my channel. You can go through that. If this is a web application where my information is going to be captured or processed or even stored, then are you going to use cookies? If yes, what kind of cookies? And then we have a variety of cookies, and again there's a series of videos on cookie usage and cookie notices also. You should give me a clear method while collecting my information as to how you're going to enable or how am I going to enable or disable cookies if in case it's a web application and cookies are there, and what would be the process adopted by your organization if in case there are any changes in the notice. If you are doing any updation, adding any new process, how do you inform me? How do you inform me if there's a complete change in processing of any of the activities? Then of course you need to inform me through a notice. And as said, looking at that notice, I should be able to use my right to withdraw that, okay, I don't like this new processing, I want to withdraw my personal information from you, right? And any legal regulations that are applicable for this information, right? So if my information is going to be used in any legal issues, that also is supposed to be known to me through the privacy notice. So these are the key elements around which a privacy notice is formed by an organization. The idea is that the user whose information I am collecting should be very, very confident of sharing that, and it should be very absolutely clear as to what is going to happen with this information. The key benefits of privacy notice, it helps make your processes very, very transparent. The consent is free and very well informed. If a privacy notice has been issued, then the user should be very happy to give you the consent. User is empowered about his own information. It is a sort of a feedback mechanism also, that if someone is not satisfied with any process, he can share his concerns. It boosts the trust and confidence of the user whose information you are collecting. And finally, it helps the organization be compliant with the global as well as local regulations around data privacy. It could be GDPR, CCPA, or the Indian DPDP Act 2023. So that's what about the essential elements that needs to be covered or be a part of your privacy notice. I hope you like my content. Please press the like and bell icon and subscribe to my channel for staying updated on new content on a daily basis on data privacy. And if you have any feedback or if you need any specific thing to be covered, let me know in the comment section and share your feedback with me. Thank you.